What's up, guys? Kind of big deal videos. So I'm starting kind of a new concept. Starting a new concept here. Trying to do some real-time video logs. Now that I have a filmographer, I kind of want to get a day in the life of what a amateur bodybuilder goes through. So some of the things, you know, we don't talk about is the fact that we have to kind of multitask in our lives. Like right now I have this dress shirt on, I'm coming from a meeting. I do disability management, so I go from employer to employer in the province and make sure that everybody gets back to work. So it makes things difficult for bodybuilding. Like I'm 8 weeks out from the Canadian Nationals right now, and I have to work and I have to diet, and it just makes for a really difficult time. So today I'm going to document this whole journey we're taking to the gym, and then we're going to make a little video log about dieting. Not just dieting, but how to get absolutely shredded. This old man takes forever. Absolutely shredded like a bodybuilder. And this video isn't for everyone. I don't recommend average people. You know, just in terms of weight loss, what we do is extreme. So disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I do not recommend that you become a bodybuilder or take any of the advice, take everything I say with a grain of salt, do your research. And again, bodybuilding isn't always the safest sport to be in. But that said, you know, we do it because we love it. And if you love it and you want to learn how to get absolutely shredded and dry, well, this will be the time. This is one of our local supplement stores, pretty popular franchise in Canada, Popeye Supplements. I'm just going to buy some bars here today, see what we can, hey, what's going on, guys? So, I'm 8 weeks out right now, but part of my diet strategy is always to keep, you know, a couple protein bars in a week to keep me sane. That way, you know, keep me from cheating. I do have planned cheat days, but these things are like ideal. So this Be Up bar right here is 4 grams of fat, 1.5 grams of protein, 1.5 grams of saturated fat, which is barely anything. It's mostly from almonds, and the rest is protein and fiber. So this is a super low calorie bar. It's 190 or 180 calories, but net, I would assume it's much less. So I'll take this into consideration when I'm counting out my calories for the day. But you know, a little bit of sanity never hurt anyone, and this doesn't have any sugars or any junk in it, so I'll still get away with it. Other things, you know, the Quest chips once in a while, and protein powder I still depend on quite a bit. So strategies to getting shredded: stay sane. That's one thing people miss. Are we filming?
Yeah.
Oh. Are we filming? Oh, okay. Stupid questions. So today we're talking about diets, right? So how to get shredded. I'm gonna walk you through my typical day. This is workout technically it's number 3. Here's what I do. Number 2, cardio was in the morning. So I was a little behind this year, although I may not look it. I felt behind for the level of conditioning I want to bring in 8 weeks. So essentially my strategy is when I'm behind, start cardio, fasted cardio first thing in the morning at like a really, really slow pace. So that's definitely how I like to train. Do a good 30-40 minutes to get my body warmed up. Then I'll do my second training session mid-afternoon, and then one in the evening. So my training sometimes, depending on the energy levels, if I have a high carb day, a refeed day, I'll hammer through a heavy workout. But on my low days, which is today is a low day, I'll be doing like these wussy exercises. So that's number 1 strategy, is train as often as you can, considering you get enough rest. I'm always going to go heavy, no matter what I do. In my off season, I go as heavy as I can. Before my tricep tear, I would have a chest day with the 150s, 130s, rep those out for 10 reps, 10 sets. I try to maintain that into my show prep diet, even when I'm low energy. But you're just not gonna have the strength, and you're not gonna have the output that you normally do, but you really have to try to match that, especially on your higher carb days. Like I said, strategy is about, you know, making use of the energy you have when you have it, and, you know, getting those good big pumps in for the heavy days, which will be the high carb days. Staying on topic with dieting and the heavy training today. Right now I'm doing a shoulder day, just to give you some or a point of reference of what we're doing in the gym. So it's pretty much shoulder. I might throw in a little bit of chest and back, and then some arms, but we'll see, you know, how much time I have on this second workout. My first workout earlier today was quads and hamstrings. So in keeping with making it heavy, I'm going to talk about strategies to diet. And the number one strategy is to give yourself enough time, okay? So we'll talk about that in a sec, but I think, you know, one of the key points is that people don't give themselves enough time dieting. I'm gonna do a heavy set. To pick this grip up from our PT room here in the this is the mag grip, okay? So there's been a lot of research, there's been some studies on neutral grip positioning, okay? And neutral grip actually will help with back development in the sense that, one, if you're supinated, it's gonna get more bicep, right? If you're pronated, it's gonna get more of the upper back, but when you're in a neutral kind of position, you're engaging the most of your back, rhomboids, lats, teres minor. So it's definitely the best grip for full-on development. What I like to do is use these mag grips, and I like to vary a lot of pull downs to get full back. So I said I wasn't going to do a back, so I was just going to do shoulders today, but I'm feeling pretty high energy for a low carb day, and we're going to run with it because you see it's kind of supinated. Pull down. Try to do as many reps as I can. I don't count. Best bodybuilders don't count. Joe Seaman doesn't count, does he? No?
He can't count, actually.
Yeah, he just does the sets. He does the work. You guys quantify everything. Problem with you kids, no offense, problem with you newcomers, you've got to quantify everything. Once in a while, just go with the flow, let your body do the work, it'll do the talking. So now I start to see my tricep after the surgery. The guy cleared out some scar tissue. I'm already seeing some horseshoe. I think we're gonna see some cross striations in there. I'm lean, but I'm not that lean yet. I've got 8 more weeks, dial it in. It's gonna look crazy. See the striations in the chest, shoulders. This is just the beginning. I know I get like super shredded when my glutes come in, hamstring tie-ins, legs are fully complete. So I'll be a rip freak. So this is kind of the notes component of the section. I broke everything down into notes so I could really get into detail about what it takes to get crazy shredded. So we're talking 8% below. We're talking actually probably, I'd like to estimate it's roughly 3 to 4%, although DEXA scans have showed people look shredded at way higher body fat percentage. So I don't like trying to look at the numbers. What I do like to do is make an approximation based on body fat. I think I get to 3% because I'm almost dead, or 4%, I feel dead, and you know, I have no skin on my body. So I think when you technically have no skin on your body and you can't pinch anything, you're looking at, you know, 3, 4, 5%. So that said, give yourself time is my first point and strategy in dieting. So to get crazy shredded, bodybuilding shredded, you need 24 weeks if you're anywhere from 14 to 18%. And again, these are approximations, but if you can barely see your abs or just see them a little bit, you need 24 weeks minimum. I don't care what anyone says, you want to give yourself 24, I'd give myself 30. 10 to 14%, you see nice abs, but they're not very clear. I'd recommend 16 to 20 weeks. Anywhere from 9 to 11 to 12, you know, percent, you have nice abs, good detail, give yourself 12 to 16 weeks. Okay, I'm shredded right now. I'm 8 weeks out. I feel behind. This is where I normally am at 10. That said, I'm usually in kind of early, but I get crazy shredded. So that way I get 4 more weeks of getting in the fine detail, getting those glutes in, getting the lower back fat off. That takes time and energy, but mostly time. Okay, so create a plan, strategize before you start your diet. High carb, low carb, you got to figure out what you want to do. Is it going to be moderate fats, high fats? Is it going to be high protein, moderate fat, zero carbs? Is it going to be, you know, breakdown of high protein and nothing? You've got to figure out what works for your body and strategize. Is it going to be a flexible diet or an inflexible diet? Are you going to eat the same things day in, day out, or are you going to carb cycle? Are you going to have different days? Now, I would recommend you get a coach for your first time. If not, you've got to figure out a strategy and stick to it and make sure it's working. So don't give it 2 weeks to make sure it's working. For a beginner, I would try just a static meal plan with a set amount of calories and not change it. For an advanced person, I would carb cycle for sure. So observe those changes and manipulate the variables based on that. Okay, so observation is key, reassessment is key, but you need a keen eye and you need some experience when it comes to reassessment. Sometimes going with the flow is the best thing you can do, unless you seem like you're not moving. Then there's something that needs to be reassessed. Okay, so let's talk about supplementation. So this is what everybody's been asking. Please, I'm going to link up my yohimbee video above. My yohimbee video will talk about my last diet prep. I think I was 11 weeks out there, or 7 weeks out actually. And I'm talking about yohimbee as a supplement. So I want to talk about yohimbee, clenbuterol, T3, and ECA. Also now YK-11 and cardarine. I started this prep with just cardarine. Didn't want to use any stims. No ephedrine, no caffeine, no ECA. Definitely no clenbuterol, definitely no T3. I was actually on beta blockers, so that was slowing everything down. So it's not a necessity to get shredded with these. They will help. What my major recommendation would be yohimbee, fasted in the morning, ECA definitely. Clenbuterol and ECA are fairly similar in structure, although ECA is a short half-life, whereas clenbuterol is a long half-life, so you're uncomfortable for longer periods of time. T3 is a thyroid medication that will get your thyroid moving even faster than normal. That's another sound recommendation. So in terms of, you know, supplementation for bodybuilding last phases, now we're talking about a competitor getting absolutely shredded. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I don't recommend using any products. I don't recommend use of, you know, any AAS. However, there are certain things that will enhance your look near the end of show. So aromatase inhibitors, anything that reduces estrogen, will get the water out. So you would likely, once you're around 6-7%, need to get the water out. I would start with an aromatase inhibitor, and then I would use something mild near the show, like maybe even dandelion root, see how that goes, and aldactone near the end of the show. Some bodybuilders will use diuretics like diazide. Not recommended. You don't need diuretics, especially if you're properly lean. Other compounds that people use, there are some AASs that will help with the prep. Typically, notably Masteron will take out water, Winstrol will dry you up and harden, Halotestin will harden. So these are all the orals that will harden your muscle and take out the water, but they're not something that'll build mass over time. They're more show prep auxiliaries. So that said, guys, this is all about prepping and looking freaky. So that would probably be my ideal freaky, cycle with the stims and the little bit of testosterone, masteron, and winstrol would be a good starting, and not high dose. You don't need a high dose of anything. 400, 300, and a couple pills a day. 2 pills, like 50 milligrams of the winstrol would be plenty enough. So that's an honest to God show prep. And fasted cardio in the mornings, like I've been doing. Implement the strategies I've been talking about, and you can get as shredded as me. It's not magic. It doesn't take a lot of drugs. It doesn't take growth hormone. It doesn't take insulin to get huge. These are other topics I'm going to mention in other videos, but for this, I'm going to keep it short. This is how you get shredded, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll be taking you along for more video logs. Hopefully we're going to get some podcasts in soon. Want to grow this channel. I want to actually get feedback from the users, and I want to make sure you guys are safe in doing the things that you do. Now again, everything's relative to your experience, but newbies, stay away from the anabolics, stay away from the drugs, natural bodybuilding all the way. You can seriously hurt yourself and cause, anabolics will cause heart disease and all types of other other medical ailments that you don't want. So, kind of big deal videos. Hope you guys learned something from this. Peace.